Let's talk about something many couples quietly experience: faking an orgasm. It might sound awkward, but it happens a lot. In fact, one recent study found about half of women have faked one at some point, and even a good number of men have done it too. We often feel alone or guilty about this, but it turns out faking isn't usually about lying, it's a response to pressure. So why do we do it? One big reason is simple. We think we're protecting each other's feelings. Research shows most women who fake it do so not to hurt their partner. 78% say they did it to avoid conflict or spare a partner's feelings. In other words, it can feel easier to put on a smile and pretend to finish than to say, "I'm not feeling this." Many of us weren't taught how to speak up in bed. We're often raised to think it's undesirable to talk during sex, so if the moment isn't working, faking an orgasm can seem like the only escape. Another reason we fake is that we've internalized a script. Orgasms are supposed to be the goal. Magazines, movies, even casual chats make it seem like sex always ends in a big finish. And if it doesn't, we've failed. When neither partner knows how to break that script, someone might fake just to signal it's okay to stop. In a way, faking can feel like saving face for both people. He sees a finished story. She ends an uncomfortable scene. But underneath these personal choices lie bigger forces. Our culture has trained us in outside-in sexuality. We're taught, especially girls and women, to care about how we look. Sexy but not sexual, appealing but not demanding, and to find our worth in others' eyes. So sex can turn into a performance, not an experience. We learn to cater, to give pleasure, not always to feel it ourselves. Many women have learned to perform their sexuality like actors on a stage, disconnected from what actually feels good inside them. Think about what that means. If a woman has learned to please, she's often assuming a man's pleasure comes first. Studies confirm this. Men often feel their masculinity is tied to a woman's orgasm. There's even data showing men imagine a sexual encounter and feel more accomplished when the woman orgasms. That's a lot of pressure on a woman. No wonder sometimes she fakes an orgasm as an act of mercy or emotional labor. She's not only satisfying herself, she's feeding his ego and saving him. Men feel pressures too. Social scripts say good sex means he finishes off his partner. When couples do believe that myth, he might panic if he can't get her there. And she might panic too. Many women have said they faked an orgasm because they thought this will make him happy and stop the pressure. But of course, this means she's denying her own needs. By doing so, she might be pleasing her partner, but also disconnecting herself from what she really wants and feels. We also need to remember education, or the lack of it, here. Most of us learned almost nothing about pleasure outside of how it happens for men. In fact, a big study found 65% of straight women usually have orgasms with a partner, compared to 95% of straight men. Among lesbians, the number is much higher, around 86%, which shows it's not biology, it's how sex is done. Many women don't climax because they need different stimulation, often on the clitoris, and many partners aren't taught that. So when penetration alone isn't enough, the woman feels something's missing. Instead of talking about it, it can feel easier to fake that she finished the journey. So we end up playing roles. She puts on a show, maybe smiling or moaning or even squeezing tight, because that's what she's seen in movies or porn and thinks he wants to see. He might even turn it into a performance, treating her orgasm like a trophy to earn. And both of them lose. They stay disconnected, she from herself, and both from each other. Is there another way? Yes. It's learning to do sex inside out rather than outside in. That means quieting all that external noise, the idea that you have to perform, that your worth depends on that finish, and focusing on what genuinely feels good and right for both of you. It means finding a way to say no or not yet without shame, because a clear no actually helps you find a true yes later. Learning to say no with clarity gives you the power to say yes, a full-hearted, real yes of desire. For couples, practicing inside-out sexuality looks like this. Take the pressure off. Talk about what you like outside the heat of the moment. It might feel awkward at first, maybe even scary, but ask yourselves, what do we each need? The woman, or person who needs more time, can gently guide, saying, "Could you touch me here?" Or, "I like this slower." The man or partner can listen and learn to touch beyond the routine. Both can remember that there's no one script. Each body, each moment is different. Try to remove the idea that your experience is a performance. Celebrate connection more than climax. Hold each other. Talk about your feelings. Laugh at the absurd idea that anyone is failing if they don't immediately orgasm. Over time, this honesty reclaims pleasure as mutual. Instead of her hiding a secret disappointment, she might genuinely feel cared for and heard. Instead of him worrying he's not enough, he can learn there are many ways to satisfy a partner, ways that don't rely on magic moments or play acting. In the end, faking an orgasm is a signal. It says, something in our intimacy isn't real. It invites us to have a conversation we've been avoiding. If we ask, why did you fake it? Maybe a better question is, how can we make this better together? Because when sexuality flows from the inside out, every touch, every sigh can be from the heart. That's what we want for our relationships. Authenticity, pleasure, and trust, not a show for anyone's benefit.